Hello, my darlings. I have created this video because I have recently been thinking about how everything that I wrote down came true using my favorite manifestation method, scripting. And I recently had a realization about why it worked so well for me. And I know that since sharing my scripting method, my favorite scripting method, I've seen in the chats, in the comments of my videos that so many things have manifested for so many of you who've tried the technique out, which is amazing. People manifesting everything that they wrote down on their scripting letters, people manifesting 80% of what they write down, 90% of what they write down, or even if one thing on your scripting letter comes true. That's a massive win, by the way. Let's just acknowledge that too. But for anyone where you followed all the steps, but maybe you found that it hasn't happened yet, I'm not going to say it hasn't worked because it's not the end, right? These things could be just around the corner. I wanted to look at how could I explain it better to help even more people to manifest even more amazing things using this amazing manifestation technique. So that's what this video is for. Or live video, replay video, however you're watching it. And while you're tuning in, say hello, by the way, those of you who are here live. Hi, Arena. Great to see you. And Arena's saying one item on my scripting letter is already in the works. Amazing. And we did that scripting letter couple of weeks ago. Wow, that's really great. Exciting. Congratulations, Arena. So, in this live session today, I'm going to run through how scripting works, and there's going to be a few steps that I'm going to explain, in my opinion, better than ever before, which I think will really help people. And by the way, I also have two special gifts for each and every one of you. So stay tuned. I've created two additional things that you're going to be able to get at the end of this session. And I think these things will really help you to master the art of manifestation on a whole new level. So without further ado, let's dive in. So I've got some little notes here so that I stay on track since we're live. Okay, so let's do a quick backstory for anybody who is new to this idea of scripting. I'll catch you all up so we're all on a level playing field. So a couple of years ago, I was listening to Abraham Hicks on YouTube, and there was one particular Abraham Hicks video where this guy, any of you who are familiar with Abraham Hicks, you'll know the kind of video I'm talking about. So this guy was given the microphone at her event, or Abraham Hicks's event, and he shared that he'd written a thank you letter to Abraham as if everything that he wanted had already manifested. He had written that down in the past, and there he was at the event that day, able to read her the thank you letter because everything had come true. So that obviously caught my attention, right? He'd written this letter thanking Abraham and the universe in advance for having helped him to manifest all these things into his life. I think he was manifesting things to do with more money, with his career, manifesting a soulmate. He ended up in an amazing relationship with someone who had been his best friend for years as it had happened. So when I heard this video and I heard this man sharing his success of how he'd manifested everything in this way, and he explained how he did it, I thought, I'm up for that. That sounds pretty simple. It sounds like something that I can do just for a couple of minutes each day. And if it worked that well for him, what if it could work that well for me too? So I invite you to have that mindset. If you like the sound of this technique, which I'm about to explain, have that open mindset of why not? If it could work for him, if it could work for her, it could work for me too. So here's some examples, by the way, of the ones that I wrote down. And everything on this one came true within a 6-month period. 99% of everything that I wrote down on this one has come true so far. So this is some evidence. And I've also written scripting letters where one or two things have come true so far. So I see it all as a plus, as a positive, as a bonus. And the reason why scripting can work so well is because you are continuously, consistently focusing your mind and reprogramming your subconscious mind to be in alignment with what you want every single day. And that's why I think this tool works so well. Because if you don't do something like this, what might be the situation is you're just focused on your current reality or thinking about your goals, but from the point of view that you don't have them. Whereas any of you who understand law of assumption or Neville Goddard's teachings about living in the wish fulfilled, if you can transport yourself in your imagination to a point in your timeline where it's already manifested, you're helping your subconscious mind to become more and more familiar with the desired outcome. This is great because when we're familiar with a desired outcome, we don't fear it as much, we don't block it away from us as much. And your imagination doesn't really know the difference between what might be going on here or what might be going on when you're reading a letter and sort of playing pretend that it's already happened. The subconscious mind will take it as fact. And then the subconscious mind's incredible because, for example, one of the things I wrote down was that I wanted more money. So I said, I now have more money in my bank account than ever before. And it's so nice to I'll dive into exactly what it says when we get to that point in the teaching today. But why I'm bringing it up now is that that was something I wanted to manifest. I wrote it on this letter, and then it was very interesting to see how the universe brought it to me. And it actually brought it to me in a number of ways. But one of the first signs that I got that this letter was working was I kept being recommended the same book to read. I was hearing people talking about it. Friends were recommending it to me. I was seeing it on videos. And the book was Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. So I was given those signs to the universe. And then guess what? I also took action and decided to get the book and read the book. And not just read the book, but implement the teachings in the book. And by implementing the teachings in the book, I changed my relationship with money. I changed my money management. I changed my spending habits. I changed how I felt about money. I reprogrammed my mind around money. So it's not necessarily that the letter, you write the letter and then like a genie and a magic lamp, the money just might arrive in your bank account. Like it might happen that way, but it might be that the universe will then guide you to the book or the piece of information or the teacher or the mentor who's then going to provide you with the skills that you need so that you can sustain your manifestation. Does that make sense? Because it's one thing allowing money to come into our life, but then also do we have the money management skills to not just blow it all? You know what I mean? So it's fascinating to stay open-minded once you've done this scripting technique afterwards, to stay open to how the process unfolds. Okay, so that's the backstory. Now we're going to dive into the format. How exactly does it work? And like I said, I'm going to be explaining this. I'm going to try and explain this in a way that's clearer than ever before and that hopefully helps more of you to fully understand the vibration that you need to approach this tool with, because it's not just about putting a pen to paper, really. It's all energy. And if we get the energy right, the tool can work for us. So step one, you're going to want to write a scripting letter. I usually do it on one piece of paper, so it's nice and easy. I'm not writing myself a whole 5-page essay or anything, okay? Nice, quick, to the point letter, as you can see here. And at the top of the letter, you want to start it like how you would write a letter to someone. So you might write dear or thank you or to. And the person that you write your letter to is your choice. It's up to you, okay? I would say choose to write your letter to someone or something that you feel a spiritual connection to, that you would want to thank for their support or their help and guidance in you manifesting the things that you want. So that's different to everyone. It could be your God or your religious figure. If you're religious, if you're more spiritual, it could be to your guardian angel, your spirit guides, Abraham and Esther Hicks. It could be to a mentor who you want to thank for having helped you, any of that, right? So that's the first step. Dear so and so, or thank you so and so. Then you're going to write a quick paragraph about, I've written down here, I usually say 4 to 6 things that you want. Now, this question can feel like an enormity. Like, what? All of a sudden, all of a sudden I've got to choose a number of things, and is this too big or is this too small, or should I choose this or should I choose that? So how do you know what to pick? Well, I'm actually going to guide you through a really quick and easy process right now to help you to pick the right things that are best for you to choose at the moment for your manifestation journey. So with me now, close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath in and out. Grounding ourselves in the present moment. Eyes closed to reduce distractions, slow the mind down, and tap in to our true power. Enjoying the stillness. And now, from this place, I want you to visualize the next level version of you. So, what I mean by that is the version of you where it's in your near future. And this version of you is living a life that's similar to the life you're living now, but the differences are that the things that you want, the growth that you want, you're starting to see the positive shifts happen. If you want more money, you're starting to see that next level of money. If you want amazing relationships, you're starting to see those relationships blossom. If you want physical health results, fitness results, you're starting to see the positive results. So we're not necessarily looking a million miles away. We're not sat there with 200 pounds in our bank account visualizing becoming a millionaire, okay? We're just looking at that next step. So in your visualization now, and there's no right or wrong answer to this. This is your vision. So, visualizing that next level version of you, what's changed? What is different? What's manifested which makes you feel excited because you're seeing proof that things are moving in the right direction? Good. And whatever came up, take a moment, jot it down somewhere, make a note of what that next level of you looked like in your imagination. It might be a new growth number or a new opportunity or some more momentum and growth in your business or your social media or anything like that. So, we've never done that before in like when I've explained it here on public YouTube videos, I've never really taken the time to do that before. And I think that was a missing ingredient for a lot of people because it's like, how long is a piece of string? How big should I dream? How small should I dream? Is it okay to ask for this? Is it not okay for Do I believe that it's possible? Ultimately, we want to manifest, we want to write things down on our scripting letter that fit within our current bubble of belief. Because what we're going to do then is our own mind, when it looks at the letter, it's going to be easier for our mind to read the letter and be like, yeah, I can see that happening. This is coming. And when you're reading it like it's already happened, yeah, you feel like this version of you, not some future version of you that's got more skills, more qualifications, whatever, but this version of you is totally within your reach. Now, obviously, there is nothing too big that we can manifest, but there is often a limit to what we allow ourselves to manifest. And if we don't believe that we're currently ready, this self-concept, we don't believe that this version of ourselves is ready to manifest X goal within a short space of time, then that's the biggest block, right? Our own belief system. So my advice would be write things down that fit within your bubble of belief. You feel like, yeah, that's the next level version of me. Then what's going to end up happening is you're going to manifest these things. These things are going to flow to you with ease, with speed, because there's no resistance in your mind blocking you, holding you back, doubting it. It's very easy for your mind to get on board with it. Then, when this manifests, what's going to happen? Your belief is going to expand even bigger after that. So, if you struggle sometimes to manifest the big goals, I think this is a massively helpful solution. And you can then show your mind, I'm good at manifesting. Tick another thing off. I'm good at manifesting. Manifest a bit bigger. I'm good at manifesting. And you're building this belief of I'm good at manifesting rather than, oh, all these other people manifest things and I've still never manifested anything. It's only because maybe the vision and the belief are not in alignment. Does that make sense? Okay, so well done. Hopefully, by now you've got some clearer ideas in your mind of what are the things you could write on your scripting letter, this scripting letter. Let me just close my WhatsApp so we don't get any background pings. Okay, so for each of the things that you've come up with in that visualization, write down, first of all, one sentence in the present tense that describes that that's already happened. So, as an example, with the money one, actually, when I first wrote this letter, any amount of money, like putting a number down, was too stressful or triggering for me. So I thought, what's the path of least resistance? What's the thing I could write down that my brain could most easily get on board with without getting resistance and doubt? So the easiest way for me to write it was, I now have more money in my bank account than ever before. My brain thought, yeah, okay, cool. Whereas if I said I now have $20,000 or $50,000 in my bank account, I'd read it and then immediately limiting beliefs would come in. Oh, do I have to work harder? What if it doesn't happen? Blah, 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 blah. You see what I mean? And we don't want our own mind to just take us out of the game. So write a sentence that's nice and easy for you to get on board with. The next thing I wrote, the next one as another example was everything I post on all social media is going viral to an incredible positive audience of people. And that came true. That's you. So yeah, for each thing, you write one sentence saying it in the past tense, and then write a second sentence. And this is also something I've never explained as well as I'm about to explain it right now. I've always said in previous videos about scripting that the second sentence that you write about each of these goals has to be something about how you now feel now that it's manifested. But I think that the way that I explained it was a bit too vague, because what a lot of people have done is then they've written a sentence like, it feels so good having this money, or I feel amazing now that I'm in this relationship. And I don't know about you, but those kinds of like that doesn't really do much for me. It feels so good. It feels amazing. And then you're sat there in your bed reading your scripting letter like, what does it feel like? What does amazing feel like? What does good feel like? I don't really know, right? So the real key to getting this to work is when you're writing your sentence about how you now feel, really tap in, go deeper than just saying it feels good. So focus on one of the things you want to manifest. Focus on one of the things that you're writing on your scripting letter. Why do you want to manifest that? There's no right or wrong reason. You don't have to think about, oh, what's the reason that people will think is the right reason so that I can help others? Or no, like just be honest. If you want to do it for your reason, and that reason, oh, just makes you feel so. How does it make you feel? When it's manifested, what will the change be in how you feel? Think about that right now. When this thing exists in your 3D reality, why is that so important to you? What is the how is that going to change the way that you feel or what you can do with your life, how you can live on a day-to-day basis? Go that bit deeper than just saying it feels so good. Some examples might be, for example, for me with money, I looked at what was my current situation with money and why didn't I like it? So when I was really struggling financially, it's true, I was worrying about paying rent or those kinds of things. But actually, the thing that just came to my mind when I was going through this process was at the time, I was just so tired of worrying about spending any kind of money on anything, going to the supermarket, buying a bottle of water, some vegetables, like even those things were an unpleasant experience for me mentally and emotionally because of the relationship I had with money and the belief system I had about money with myself. So when it came to writing this goal, I thought to myself, why do I want this? Is it so I can buy some, you know, materialistic thing? Actually, no. Is it so that I can, you know, clear debts or pay bills? Well, those would be the byproducts. But why do I want it? I actually want it for the change of how I would feel. And I wanted to go from feeling scared about spending money to enjoying the process of shopping and buying things and spending money. That was just for me, might not be for you, but for me, then I decided to write that down on the scripting letter. And that's why I chose to write, I love thinking about what to buy next, because that was the sentence that did it for me. So then every time when I read this scripting letter, it transported me to how I actually wanted to feel. And that's why I wanted more money, not for any of those other reasons. Let's say, for example, if you want to lose weight or gain weight or something like that to do with your physical appearance, is it so that you can see a number on the scale that's different? Probably that doesn't really do much. It's just a number, right? Who really cares about a number? But maybe it's so that you, and nobody can argue this because this is just between you and you, maybe it's so that you can feel confident in your own skin, whatever number or size that might be. It's irrelevant. But ultimately, we want something so that we can feel a certain type of way. Maybe you feel confident in anything that you wear, or you want to do it so that, some people check you out and it makes you feel, you like the attention. Like, who cares if you think that's a vain thing to think? If that's something that does it for you and it sparks an emotion about why you actually want to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, let yourself just be honest with yourself and write down the feeling shift that you're actually after. That right there, I think, will change the game for so many people when it comes to scripting. Going from saying, I now have X amount in my account and it feels so good, to I now have more money than ever before in my bank account and I'm so excited, or I love being able to spoil my mum and show how much she means to me, or whatever is your reason for you to do this. If you've felt, you know, embarrassed about something and to be able to then do that thing with pride, and it's just for you. No one else may understand why it's a big deal for you, but it's your thing. You write that thing down. It's your letter. Okay? Cool. So each of the things go through that process. One sentence about I now have. Second sentence, the real core, boil it all down reason why you want it and how that's actually going to change the way you feel about yourself or life. Do that with each and then sign the letter off. Thank you so much. However, you want to sign it off, you can put it into your own words. Okay. That's the format of your letter. Now, this is the next very important step. Once you've written your letter, put it on your bedside table so that it's there twice a day for you to read at the two most important times of day when your subconscious mind is most open to reprogramming. So who knows when are the two times of day when our subconscious mind is most open, most just happens to be most open even without us doing any exercises or meditations. It's as soon as we wake up and just as we're drifting off to sleep. So those transitions, when we're transitioning from sleep to wake, wake to sleep, our brain is going through different vibrational frequencies, different states. And so if you, at those 2 points of day, what are you going to choose to think about? Be intentional about it and choose to focus your attention and energy on the things that you want as if it's already happened, tapping into that version of you, tapping into that reality, tapping into that feeling. You can do that any time of day, but if you do it in those two times of day, you're talking to an open mind. You're talking to an open subconscious mind. So that's why it's so powerful. So do that for 30 days. Every morning when you wake up, have it on top of your phone so that you pick it up before you pick up your phone, and have it there on your pillow so you have to read it before you fall asleep. See what I mean? Do that for about 30 days. And then I would recommend just put it away somewhere safely. You can even pop the little date of the day that you wrote it on the back so that in months to come, you can actually see how long it took to happen. Not that it matters. Okay. There's no rush. We don't need to put that rush energy onto our manifestations. And that's the technique. Now, I promised you that there's a couple of gifts I wanted to share with you to help you even further. First of all, let me know if you found this explanation today maybe different, maybe better than how I've explained it before. That was my intention with this. That, by the way, there's over 100 people live. This is amazing. So great to see you all here that are live. And hello, everyone watching the replay. I'm so happy to be able to share this with you. And I really am so excited for you. If you want to implement this, give it a go. Keep it fun, keep it lighthearted, right? Put some things that you want that are maybe really big and important to you, and chuck a couple of other things on there. Like how I wrote that this is something I wasn't bothered about when I wanted to grow my boobs a cup size. I just chucked it on the bottom of the letter because I was like, hey, if this thing's going to work, let's chuck that in too. And that ended up being the first thing that manifested. Why? I personally believe because I had the least resistance about it. If it happened, great. If it didn't happen, great. Detachment, right? And I didn't have this belief that it had to require lots of hard work and energy to make it happen either. So it just came quite naturally, quite quickly. And with that thing coming true, that then gave me even more of a boost of belief that the other things will follow soon too. So have a nice mix on your letter of big things and maybe chuck a couple of little fun things on there as well. You never know what's going to manifest first. So the gifts, I promised you the gifts. Okay. So the first gift is I have created a new and improved free step-by-step guide for you to download. So it is a scripting guide. It's a downloadable PDF, and I walk you through this process. You can actually, there's a copy of this on the guide. So if you want to read through my letter word for word, that's in the guide. There's also templates that you can follow to really just hold your hand and guide you through the process so that you definitely nail this technique. So I'll put the link actually in the chat, and I'll also put the link in the description of this video. And then the second gift, wait, let me just find how to send this link. There you go. And then the second gift is that next Thursday, so in a few days from the time that I'm doing this live, I am going to be hosting a free 90-minute manifestation masterclass where we go deep into the 4 key fundamentals that I've found are essential to have in place to manifest anything that you want. So, what we've covered today, scripting, how to use this technique, and hopefully you've also noticed that I'm not just telling you a technique, I'm actually sharing the psychology behind the technique. This is one part of it. But as you've probably also heard me share in previous videos, sometimes our subconscious beliefs might be getting in the way. Sometimes there's one piece to the puzzle where if we could shift that, then we'll really start to feel like, oh, I'm great at manifesting and everything's flowing my way. By the way, I've just had a beautiful donation from Occult Cat TV. Thank you so much. Who said, I appreciate all you've taught in manifestation. May I have your grace and blessing / empowerment along my journey. But truly, thank you for all you've done and all your content has shown me. Always follow your path and know your destiny. Know thyself. Thank you so much. That's really a beautiful message. And I'm absolutely sending you so much love, so many blessings. Thank you for being here. And I'm sending so much love and power to you. That's really kind and generous. So, as I was saying, we have the live event coming up in a few days. I'm going to be walking you through those 4 different elements. And my real intention behind the masterclass is so that I can go deeper than I even could do on a live here or on a YouTube video. I've created a whole slide deck of lots of visual aids as well, which are really going to help. So I'm really excited for it. So if you want to join me for that, it's this Thursday, May the 4th at 7 p.m. UK time. Let me put the link to register for that as well so that you can do that. So yeah, in order to be able to attend it, I'm gonna be using some software called Webinar Jam, which means that you basically need to register, and then I will email you the link to the webinar software so that you can access the masterclass. So I did a masterclass like similar to this a couple of months ago, and we actually maxed out. We sort of broke the internet, but we've upgraded our software, so that shouldn't happen this time. But I would still warn you now, set a lot of reminders and get to the masterclass early just to really make sure that you're going to be able to get in and get all of the juicy information. So thank you all so much. I'm sending you so much love and power to you. You can do this. Give it a go. Remember, play it as a game. Have fun with this manifestation stuff. The more lighthearted and happy and excited we feel, the more it helps. And I know sometimes we're in a situation in life where we really, really, really want something, but I know that there's also always an ability for us to tap into that childlike version of ourselves that can get lost in their imagination, see the beauty in the world around us, and look with an optimistic eye at everything that's possible. And that's definitely the energy that I had when I wrote my first scripting letter. And I think that that was an important part as to why it worked as well. So that's all for today. Love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you all soon and see you on the masterclass on Thursday. Bye, everyone.